Hi guys, sorry about that. I wasn't seeing the go live button, but I got it figured out. I just needed to expand my screen. Technology and I have not been getting along well recently. Hi Abby. Hi Maite. Good to see you guys. If you're on here, go ahead and let me know. Hi Isabella. Hi Jonah. Hi Lauren. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people on here today, but I know it's a little earlier and a different time. I will say on Monday we're going to do a read aloud again, but that one will be at 10 a.m. So this Monday, let me see what the date is. May 4th, we're going to do a 10 o'clock read aloud instead of at 1 o'clock. Okay. So 10 o'clock, not 1 o'clock. And I'm going to add that to my calendar right now to make sure I remember. So 10 o'clock on Monday. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started. We are going to be reading chapters. Ooh, good one, Lauren. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you all. Get to where I need to be at. Okay, so today for our reading, I do not have a question for you. I just want you guys to relax and enjoy it. If at the end I can open it up for comments, anything that you guys connected to, anything that the story made you think about today. But just enjoy reading and listening to me read, listen to me stumble over words. But yeah, at the end, if you have a connection that you want to make or something that you want to share about the reading, that sounds great. But it's good to have everybody. Hi, Kamari. Hopefully, we'll have more people join on as we go along. Okay, so Out of My Mind, chapter 14. The Monday following Thanksgiving break, Catherine and I rolled into Miss Gordon's language class a few minutes before the bell. It doesn't look like I'll ever find out what Rose really thought about the trip to the aquarium because she clearly has more exciting things on her mind. Everyone is huddled around her desk. Awesome. I love the color. I didn't know they come in lime green. Oh man, that's what's up. How many songs have you downloaded so far? What's your new email address? You got IM? Videos? That's so tight. I wish my mom would get me a laptop like that. I roll closer. Rose is showing off a brand new laptop computer. I can get on the internet and find stuff for school and type up all my homework, she's telling the group around her. I've already uploaded pictures of my dog, and I've got my own MySpace page. That takes me back. I just shake. You guys even know what MySpace is? It was like a social media thing back when I was younger. My mom didn't want me to have one, but anyways, I just shake my head as Catherine takes me back to my usual place in the back of the room, a laptop. I'm still pointing to words and phrases that Miss V and my mother have taped to a board that's strapped on my wheelchair, and Rose has the internet. I guess that means that she has the whole universe at her fingertips. I close my eyes, trying not to cry, dreaming of the perfect melody-made computer. First of all, it would talk. Oh yes. People would have to tell me to shut up, and it would have room to store all of my words, not just the most common ones that have gotten pasted on my dumb plastic board. It would have big keys so my thumbs could push the right buttons, and it would connect it to my wheelchair. It would not have to be lime green. I open my eyes with a start. Such thing has to exist, right? Or something like it, maybe? I grab Catherine's arm and point to Rose's computer. Me too, I punch on my board. I do it several times. You want a computer like Rose's? Catherine glances over at Rose's laptop. It's really nice, even if I don't have one as cool as her. Even I don't have one as cool as hers. No, I point. Wait, you don't want a computer? Catherine sounds confused. I've learned to be patient with people. Once again, I point to Rose's computer and then to the words, me too. I search all over my communication board, and the words better, nicer, and cooler just start there. So I point to good. Then I go to the alphabet strip and then jab at the letters E and R. Gooder. I sound like a doofus. Oh, Catherine says. Oh, Catherine says finally. You want a better computer than Rose's? Yes, I pound on the board. Then I point to for me. I get it, Catherine cried. You want something specifically designed for you. That's just plain brilliant, Melody. I spell out D-U-H. Duh. And we all laugh. Miss Gordon starts class again, reminding everyone about due dates for the biography project. Tomorrow, she announces, classes will meet in the media center. You can make final choices about the person you will write about. And next week, we will begin making outlines of your life stories. Any questions? Connor always is the class clown, raises his hand. I found out the guy who invented the flush toilet was named Thomas Crapper. Can I do my report on him? Kids crack up. Rodney laughs so hard his whole face turned red. Miss Gordon shushes Rodney and the others. Sorry, Connor. I get that request every year. The flush toilet was invented in 1956 by John Harrington. No funny name. Do you still want to research him? Connor looks deflated. Nah, I guess I'll just stay with the folks who started McDonald's. If I have to spend a lot of time looking stuff up, burgers are better than toilets. Rodney tries to burst out laughing again, but Miss Gordon silences him with a look. Who will you choose to write about? Catherine asks me as Miss Gordon walks around the class talking to students about their projects. I think for only a minute. I spell out Stephen Hawkins. I want to know how he does ordinary stuff, like eating and drinking. After all, he's a grown man. Does his wife put him on a toilet? He has kids. How does he manage to be a dad? And I want to know about his talking devices, the super cool computers that help him talk and do really hard math problems, like finding black holes in space. I chap out the question for Catherine. Computer for me? I have no idea, she replies. Let's check it out. Chapter 15. The next morning, we get the first snowfall of the season. Big, fat flakes fall outside the window of room H5. Freddie zooms over and touches the window. Nice, he says. Miss Shannon rolls all of us closer so we can watch the snow accumulate on the grass and trees. It's really pretty. Even Jill seems to relax. I'm struggling to read today. We're going to play in the snow, asked Maria. No, Maria, it's cold to play outside. But guess what? It's getting close to Christmas. Maria cheers. I've heard it's some sort of tradition around here to decorate this old styrofoam snowman, Miss Shannon continues. She makes a face as she pulls Sydney's head out of his box. Maria starts to hug it, but Miss Shannon stops her and says, I believe in the smell of fresh pine trees at the holiday time, and real candy canes and popcorn garland. Tomorrow, I'm bringing in a real tree, and we're going to make it beautiful. Freddie and Carl slap palms. Maria looks disappointed for a moment, but she seems to forget about the snowman as Miss Shannon gives everyone a soft piece of chocolate candy. She wisely stuffs Sydney back into his box. While Miss Shannon shows the rest of the class how to make paper snowflakes, Catherine and I sit together in front of the one clunky classroom computer and do web researches on communication devices. It's so slow. Sometimes it gets jammed up and stalls, and we have to reboot it and start all over. Room H5 always gets the big old leftover computers that the other classrooms no longer want. Catherine and I research all types of electronic talking and communication devices that have been designed for people like me. Lots of them look as clunky and awkward as our room computer. Some of them look really complicated. All of them are expensive. Crazy expensive. Some of the websites don't even list the prices, like they're afraid to specify how much the thing cost. The devices that use standard computer keyboards wouldn't work. I'd have no way to hit the individual keys. I need something that would work with just my thumbs. We find adapted computers, talking boards that speak the words, push button systems, and even devices that work with blinks or head nods. Finally, we find something called a MediaTalker that looks like a possibility. It has spaces big enough for my thumbs to get into and millions of words and phrases built into it. I watched an online video of a boy about my age using one. And even though he's clearly has no voice of his own, this little box lets him tell all the details of his recent birthday party. I get so excited that my legs start kicking and my arms start flailing, and I look like some kind of crazy human helicopter. Catherine prints out the information and tucks it in the book bag that is attached to the back of my chair. Good luck, Melody, she whispers as she leaves for the day. When I get off the bus after school, Miss V is waiting for me as usual. I almost twist out of my seat trying to point to my bag to let her know I have something important in it. Hold your horses, Miss V says. Since when are you excited to do homework? What's this got you all in a tizzy today? I just grin and kick. After my snack of caramel candy first, tuna melt last, and after Penny, who'd just gotten up from her nap, eats her applesauce, Miss V finally pulls the papers out of my bag. Well, this is exactly what you need, Miss V says, slapping the printouts onto the table after reading them. No wonder you're all fired up. Yes, 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 I point, and then I talk to the individual words. Talk to Mom and Dad, talk, talk, talk. I'll do just that, just as soon as I get home from work, Melody. Miss V promises. I can hardly wait. While Penny watches the Cookie Monster gobble carrots instead of cookies on Sesame Street, I dream of talking, talking, talking. When Mom picks us up, Miss V, true to her word, not only shows Mom the printouts, but even has her computer already set up to the web page where the Meet I Talker is advertised and sold. Penny sits on Mom's lap and keeps pushing computer keys, messing up with the display, which is getting on my nerves. Mom watches the video that shows people actually talking and cracking jokes and even going to college by using that machine. Miss V explained to Mom how this is exactly right for me, and Mom, instead of being practical and sensible and thrifty like she usually seems to agree. Looks like insurance will cover about half the cost, she muses as she navigates the websites. Let me talk to Chuck. This is overdue. Tonight? I ask on my board. Yep, tonight, Mom says, giving me a squeeze. But nothing happens right away in my world. Mom fills out the online application for the machine the next day, sends it in, and I wait. Then we have to ask my doctor to fax in a prescription. I've heard of prescriptions for antibiotics, but for machines? That seems crazy. Who would ever want this machine unless they needed it? I wait. Next, we have to get approval from our insurance company. More paperwork and phone calls, more questions and answers. I wait. Prenatal financial statement has to be turned in. You gotta be kidding. Why do they make it so complicated? I wait. The medical form was missing one signature and has to be submitted. I wait. One last approval form from a school official has to be turned in. I wait. I realize I've been waiting for this thing all my life. Finally, on Wednesday before Christmas, the talker arrives. I need no other gift. When I get home from school, Miss V tells me that she hurried to my house when she saw the UPS truck pulling up in our driveway. She signed for the package and brought it to her house for safekeeping. The huge box sits there, taped and secure, and it's addressed to me. I wiggle and squeal and insist we open it right away. I can feel one of my tornadoes coming in. Spastic City, here I come. Calm down, Mellow Yellow, Miss V says, placing a hand on my shoulder, but I can't relax. Open, I tap. Well, your mom knew you'd be impatient, Miss V says, so when I called her to say it arrived, she told me it was okay for us to open it. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack watching Miss V carefully open the edges of the box. She lets me pull at the brown side. Then, under about a mile of bubble wrap, there it is, the talker. Smaller than I expected. It's only the size of my wheelchair chair, but it's sleek and shiny and cool to the touch. It's like a butterfly ready to unfold its wings. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to try it. Miss V plugs it into the wall outlet to charge the battery, then pulls out the huge booklet of directions. Whew, she says. This will take a year to read and understand. She flops down to a soft, easy chair with Penny on her lap and begins to read. And I begin to wait and wait and wait. Finally, I just know I'm going to explode. I wheel over to the table where the talker sits. I've seen kids at school play video games they've never seen before, and I've seen them program their phones and computers without touching a book of instruction. So I take my right thumb, push the on button. The board whirs and glows, and then the welcome message appears on the screen. I push another button, and a voice that sounds like an Englishman with a really bad head cold blurts out, "Welcome to Midnight Talker." Miss V jumps up from the couch. I shriek with joy. "It looks like you're way ahead of me, Melody." Not that I'm surprised. She sets Penny down. "Now let's see what this machine can do." I feel like Christopher Columbus bumping into America. It had been there all the time, but he was the first one from his world to find it. And I wonder if it had to beat as fast as mine is. Or that the talker has more than a dozen levels, all easily reached with one button. So on level, we program names of everyone I know. My name, all the members of my family, kids and teachers at school, my doctors, the neighbors, my parents' friends, and of course, Miss V. On the second level, she insists we add all the vocabulary words we've been collecting on our multicolored 3x5 inch flashcards. Type, save, type, save. Miss V's fingers fly as she keeps adding words for me. Lots of our vocabulary words are already in the machine's memory, but she gives it me more. nouns, verbs, adverbs, and adjectives, thousands of them, as well as cool sentence makers that is located on another level. We can prepare hundreds of phrases and sentences and get them with just a touch. Have you heard their latest song? That's what's up. How did you do on the spelling test? Ordinary words, normal conversation. I've never had that. Awesome. As for numbers and even computation. I'll be able to do math now. Maybe I won't tell the teachers about that. And there's a level full of corny jokes and silly sayings with room left for us to add more. Another level plays music. I can connect the device to a computer and download any song I want. I can't wait to search iTunes. Maybe I can ask Rose which songs are hot. Rose, I can actually talk to Rose now. We stopped programming. Penny needs to be changed and kept occupied, but I am much too excited to rest. So after Miss V gets Penny set up with her dollhouse at the foot of the couch, we add more words and phrases. Fire stops typing and says, "Would you like to try it out?" The room is absolutely quiet. I stroke the edge of the machine softly, then push two buttons. "Thanks, Miss V," the computer voice says. She blinks real fast. I do too. She reaches for a tissue. We both need it. Miss V tucks the tissue into her pocket, then begins reading again from the instructional manual. "Hey, listen to this," she says. "With that connector cord, you can also save longer things you want to write, like stories or poems, on the computer." "Wow," the machine says. Miss V nods in agreement. "This is going to be fun, but you're going to need lots of practice to make it say what you want, kid." She's right. Many levels have been left blank to input their own information. Words, sentences, phone numbers, even pictures. Information can be typed directly into the machine, or it can be downloaded from a computer. It's a little overwhelming. "We can design this to fit you, Melody," Miss V tells me. "This will be your world. So let's take our time and make it exactly what you need." I'm so happy. I almost feel like hugging the machine, but that would look silly. Instead, I name it. That's probably pretty dumb, but sometimes it's good to have something that nobody else knows but you. I'm not going to type the name into my machine because it's personal, but in my mind, I'm going to call the Medai talker Elvaria. I know that that's a song. I don't know the song, so I know I'm saying the word wrong. My mom was trying to sing it. She was singing it last time I saw her, but I don't remember what it was, so I know I'm saying that song wrong. Anyways, after that song, I like, "Yep, my heart's on fire" for Elvaria. While Miss V plays with Penny for a while, I continue to explore what Elvaria can do. One of the first changes I want to make is the hello message and the voice that speaks it. The computer-produced greeting sounds really fake, but the machine offers several female voices to choose from, as well as a bunch of different languages. I picked the voice called Trish. She actually sounds like a girl, not a grown-up. I wouldn't mind sounding like her if I could talk. She says hello in French. She says welcome in French. I know that means welcome. I push the button for German and she says Willkommen. I even find something that sounds like Funying when I touch the button for Chinese. I stop for a minute and stare at the board. It has never occurred to me that there are kids like me in Germany and China and France who need a machine like this to help them talk. Miss V returns to me and helps me change the original message from the very mechanical sounding "Welcome to Medai Talker" to Trish's voice saying, "Hi, I'm Melody. Talk to me." I can't wait to take it to school and introduce my new computer to everybody there. I wonder what Rose will say. By now, both Mom and Dad have called to check on how we're doing, how much progress we've made. They're both anxious to get here and to see the device for themselves. So while we wait, Miss V suggests that we should just keep programming it, adding more and more. She thinks I should practice using a couple of weeks before taking it to school. I don't really want to wait, but I have to agree with her that this is going to take some time. I want to be able to use the system to talk to ordinary kids, sort of. So we return to words. I want to input thousands of words. Notebook, marker, homework, assignment, test, positive, negative, fingernail, nail polish, outfit, backpack, purse, scared, excited, purple. Then we type in more phrases, hundreds of them, to the mall, from a distance, in the middle of, as a result, the reason why. Lastly, we come to some sentences, dozens of them. What time is it? What's up with that? You crack me up. I'm so excited. Before the doorbell rings. When Dad and Mom come to pick us up, Dad is ready with his camcorder. His hands are shaking a little. "Show us how it works, honey," he says. I can't believe Dad is taking a video of me saying my first words. It's almost like when he filmed Penny's first words. Well, not really. I type very carefully and push the button to make the machine speak. "Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. I'm so happy." Mom gets all teary-eyed and her nose gets red. She's looking at me all soft and gooey. When I think about it, I realize I have never ever said words directly to my parents. So I push a couple of buttons and machine speaks to the words I've never been able to say. I love you. Mom completely loses it. She bubbles up with tears, grabs Dad, and I think he might be sniffing a couple of tears back himself. But he's recorded it all. Chapter 16. I wait until after the holiday break to take the machine to school. I've practiced with Miss V every single day of Christmas vacation, learning how to push the right buttons, how to switch smoothly from one level to another, how to make contractions. I had to figure out how to say isn't instead of is not, there's instead of there is. It was hard. I kept messing up, but Miss V wouldn't let me quit. I didn't want to. So on the first Monday back, Alvaria is the star of the day, making me the center of attention, and not because of something embarrassing I did, like throwing up or spilling my food, but for something really cool instead. Unbelievable. Even the teachers seem impressed. Watch out, world, Miss Shannon announces when she sees me in the hallway. Melody is ready to rock, y'all. I grin, push a button, and a song from the latest teen musical begins to play. Girl, you really got it going. Music and everything. Miss Shannon starts staying down the hall in rhythm to my music. I crack up. In room H5, she is glued to me all morning. Cool beans, Melly Belly. She keeps repeating. Cool beans. Can I play? She wants to touch the glowing lights and the shiny buttons, but Miss Shannon steps in and distracts her with a new computer game she's loaded into the classroom machine. Miss Catherine comes in just before the bell for language arts class. I'm ready for her. She's wearing a green plaid shirt, a blue skirt, and orange knee socks. I planned the first thing I wanted to say to her, so Miss V and I had programmed it in ahead of time. I pushed the button and smile. Let's go shopping. Catherine gasped, then laughed so hard she almost can't catch her breath. Then she runs over to me and hugs me. I'm so happy for you, Mel. Really needed this, and yes, we're gonna have to find a day so you can teach me some fashion sense. We need hurry. I type in. I'm in a great mood. You're a cold-hearted woman, Catherine declares and starts laughing. But for now, let's get you to your inclusion classes and show off this cool machine. I shiver with excitement and roll into Miss Gordon's room. As usual, nobody looks up except for Rose, who flashes me a smile. But then I turn the volume up real loud and I push a button. Hi, everybody. I have a new computer. Heads turn and voices whisper. They make computers for special eddies? It talks? Mine doesn't do that. You don't need yours to talk. It sounds so weird. So do you. What could she possibly have to say anyway? But Connor jumps up, his shaggy blonde hair flopping into his eyes, and said loudly, That's awesome, Melody. And because he's one of the popular kids, they're probably the biggest and tallest kid in 5th grade, I think because he gives his okay, the rest of the students decide to leave it alone. Well, most of them. Claire, who is the first in the class to get her own laptop and who makes sure everybody knows it when she gets a new iPhone or Wii game, sniffs and says, That sure's a funny-looking computer, but I guess it's perfect for a kid like you. She and Molly exchange looks. I think they think I'm blind. Miss Gordon, who looks like she wants to squeeze Claire like an empty toothpaste tube, tells her, Claire, I don't allow rudeness in my classroom. Now sit down and hush. But even Claire can't dim my good mood. I push another button for a sentence Miss V and I prepared ahead of time. So I knew I would need it. The machine said, I talk to everybody now. Claire, too. I see her scowl, but everyone laughs. They all want to touch the machine or push her button or try to operate it, but Catherine keeps them away and lets me do all the demonstrating. I go to the green level, the jokes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Several people reply together. Isabel. The minute talker says, Isabel who? The kids surrounding me reply. Isabel out of order? I had to knock. Everybody laughs at the silly joke with me. Even though my arms and legs flail out and I drool a little as I laugh, it's the first time in my entire life that I feel like I'm part of the group. I wish I could click a save button so I could play this moment over and over and over again. And today is Monday. It is cold. Then I push a blue button on the machine. It whirs a little, and then, like a tongue sticking out, a thin sheet of paper erupts from the side of it. Printed on it are the words I just typed. Whoa, says Ron, champion video game player in the class. It's got a printer. That's too slick. Miss Gordon nods with encouragement as Catherine passes the printout around so everyone knows words. Then Catherine tells the class, Melody, Talker is a combination computer, music player, and speech device. It's got HD, high-tech guts, and then it's designed to rock her world and connect you to it. Take the time to listen to what she has to say. Claire raises her hand. Yes, Claire, Miss Gordon says, a look of warning on her eyes. I'm not trying to be mean, honest, but it's just, it never occurred to me that Melody had thoughts in her head. A couple other kids nod slightly. Miss Gordon doesn't raise her voice. Instead, she responds thoughtfully. You've always been able to say whatever came to your mind, Claire. All of you. But Melody has been forced to be silent. She probably has mountains of stuff to say. Yes, 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 I make the machine say. I give Miss Gordon a smile of thanks. Then I show Rodney and Connor a video game that came with my talker. I doubt if I'll ever be fast enough to play Space Soldiers, but it's nice to know it's there. Rodney could probably master it in a hot minute. Miss Gordon checks out the various levels and looks impressed. What a huge vocabulary you have now, Melody, she says to me. I know you feel like a ton of bricks had lifted from you. I nod. Way cold. The machine says loudly, Oop, I meant to say, way cool. I feel my face getting warm as I hear Claire and Molly snicker, but Rose pulls her desk closer to my chair. This is so awesome, Melody, she says softly, and I touched the shimmering keys. Oh, yes, I reply. Then I looked at her. Friends? I type. Friends, she answers without hesitation. Happy, I type. Then I tense. I hope I won't do anything stupid like knock something over with excitement. Rose is looking intently at me. I can't imagine what it must be like to have all my words stuck inside, she finally says. It stinks, I type in. Rose chuckles. I feel you. All right, we're going to stop there. We stop at chapter 17. We are officially through the book, which is good. If you made any connections, had any thoughts during the reading today, go ahead and let me know in the chat. I will, while you're typing that out, hopefully you thought of some things. I'll kind of tell you the two things that I thought about and things that I think we can learn from in this story. The first thing was when Melody finally got to tell her parents that she loved them for the first time. I think about how much we take things for granted, and that especially at this time, we are at home with a lot of the same people all day. Or if we're not, it's even like, well, that's my brother, that's my sister, I don't have to be nice to them. But Melody longed to be able to tell her parents that she loved them, but was never able to. And I guess what I'm suggesting or I'm thinking about is that we need to make sure that we tell people we love them and do it as often as we can. Also show them that we love them, because we can't take that for granted that we have the ability to do that. Not everyone can. And second, we don't know what tomorrow will bring or even the rest of the day. So it's important that people know how we feel about them and that they know that we care about them. So you guys should know that I love you and that I miss you guys, and that I was thinking this morning, or I put on our blooms, that this is the month of May, and May is usually a lot of fun for us at Wheeler. We get to have our kickball tournament. A lot of the race car we have a couple of race car drivers that usually come to school for the Indy 500. We're like the only only school in the state that gets carb day off, which is pretty cool, just because there's a race that's about to happen, and we live in the town that race is happening. And just testing's over, so we're able to have a lot of fun. And so it really stinks that we can't be together, but I want you guys to know that I love you, and I love the year that we got to have together. This has probably been one of my favorite years in my 3 years of teaching that I've got to have. So thank you for what you do and who you guys are. And then outside of that tangent, I also thought about Connor and how everyone was kind of making comments about Melody's new computer. And Connor stood up and said something that changed how the kids started to look at it, started to look at the computer. And so I guess what I would say is, I learned that I need to be willing to stand up no matter what everybody else is saying, no matter how everyone else feels about something. I need to be the leader. I need to stand up and say the right thing and the kind thing, because you never know how that could change the whole conversation. So if I'm in a conversation where a lot of negative things are being said, or just maybe not negative, but not good things, I can be the first one to stand up and say something positive, and that may change the whole conversation. So those are my two thoughts during the reading. Jonah said that he thought it must be so happy for Melody to say he loved her family. Yes, she loved her family. Yes. It probably felt very, very good. Anybody else? Kamari says the same thing. I don't want to cut you guys off if people are trying to add in. All right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody's adding anything. I'll don't forget our next read aloud will be Monday at 10 a.m. Okay, not 1 o'clock. It's at 10 a.m. I will put it on our Blooms app so your parents know that we're doing this at 10 a.m. and not 1 on Monday. Okay, Abby says me too. So it's good to see you guys. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys have a great Friday. It's supposed to be beautiful outside. Enjoy it. Hope you guys, hi, Maite. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Bye, guys.